And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. This is Map 7, Demon Retention from the WAD Forlorn. Game's powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we're playing on the ultra-violence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all three of these categories. 161 kills to be had, 2 secrets to find, and 12 items to pick up. Our first order of business is weapon collection because we're going to be taking on a bunch of pinkies and barons and chain gunners and such. Shotgunners, and we might have enough shotgun ammo, but it's really not the best approach. I think we're going to try to get a berserk pack, probably some chain guns, and also a rocket launcher if we need to use it. So here we go. So as soon as we press the switch down at the end of that hall, pinkies are going to come pouring out. A couple of chain gunners are going to come out of there, so we're going to take their chain gun, and then we're going to make our way down there without firing a shot. As soon as we fire a shot, barons will teleport in, so we want to try to sneak past the enemies that are down there, specters and a couple of chain gunners, to make our way to the berserk pack and the rocket launcher. I hope that makes sense. If not, I'll have to just demonstrate how that makes sense. I'm going to press the switch, and then we're going to go. Chain gunner. Hoping I can dispose of the chain gunners before the... if we can get past everybody, wonderful. We also bypassed the arch file, so let's get on this ledge, fall down. There are shotgunners around. There's a rocket launcher, another. So that's what we're trying to do here. So now we have all the run as you approach, yeah, because we're trying to get past all those enemies. Yeah, so by not firing a shot, we kind of delayed the inevitable with respect to, and I am going to try to get behind here and just try to get rid of the pinkies that are in this area. I do want to get rid of the shotgunners because they're just going to continuously pick away at my health. See? Alright, I think that's it. Okay. That's not too bad, I guess. The shotgunners are gone. Usually the barons don't come in, but sometimes they do. And I have to just make sure I get enough of these pinkies out of the way so when I try to get out of this room, I don't end up getting kind of like squished in the entryway here. Okay. Now there are more chain gunners. You can see them right there. I want them to come out and play against the barons. Obviously. If I can get them to fire, that would be really swell. I mean, I haven't often seen such a lazy chain gunner, I gotta be honest. Okay. That's not too bad. There are more chain gunners, and I'm just wondering, okay, there they are. So they're coming around now. I still think there's a baron in there, and that's why we heard a little bit of that. Oh, whoops. Yeah, don't take a face full of plasma from the baron. See, that's no good. Okay. So now I think we're realistically dealing. There might be another baron, another chain gunner, rather. I'm not sure, but I'm trying. Oh, there's one. Yeah, brother. Maybe I'm trying too hard to get the infighting to go. Because there we go. All right, I do want to have these guys kind of gathered. I don't know if I'm even going to use my rocket launcher. I want to save that for the arch files, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, we took a little bit of chain gun fire just to draw the chain gunners in. And so we have the long slog, although maybe, because they're so clustered, maybe a couple of rockets, maybe one or two. We picked up quite a few down there. In the soup. But yeah, the shotgun's a real tedious weapon when it comes to the barons, isn't it? But imagine if all we had was the regular shotgun and we didn't dispose of the other enemies with the berserk fist or the chain guns. I mean, my goodness, this would be a much uglier roundabout here. I'm gonna have to go into where the Hell Knights are soon to get more. Yeah, maybe I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. No, I don't legitimately have the plasma rifle, so we can't use that. I did pick up more shotgun shells. Oh, I only needed was one. All right, fair enough. So let's go ahead now. Let's see if we can take care of the Hell Knights. They are aggressive, so just be mindful of that. I know the pinky will come for me as soon as, well, I guess as soon as I shoot it, I guess, or as soon as the Hell Knight that it's looking to take a bite out of is disposed of by me. So it looks like that's been taken care of, and so is the pinky. So that is now having cleared out this entire area. There might be a specter down here. Yeah, I usually just come back, do a little mopping up, and now we're left. All those enemies are now gone. We're doing, we have 84 health. That's not the end of the world, I guess. And now we're facing our Mankyby friends. Only one is visible at the moment. We were always safe on this side of the upper side here because that high wall, I guess, from the Mancubus's perspective, is pretty easy to not take fire. I mean, you can a little bit, I suppose. All right, well, it looks like the chain gun is going to be the weapon of choice for this Mancubus. Why not just go fully auto? And we're going to have to go now. This is where we're going to grab the super shotgun. We didn't grab it before because with the other enemy swarming, plus the Mancubi, and now you're going to have 2 Revenants. It's just a bit much, you know? One. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there it is. And that's that. And now we've cleared out this area. Now, if you heard that little dunk-dunk, that is secret number 2. It's behind those walls in that other area. So don't try to look for it now. You won't find it. It will be in the other room. Yes, there are lots of enemies. You hear them grumbling and growling about, but that's because they're down on the other side of that wall. So now we're ready to continue into this area. Remember, there are 2 Archviles, there's some Cacos, and some Shotgunners. So my first order of business, assuming I can just escape some Caco fire, are the Cacos. Ideally, there's a little bit of infighting. It doesn't always happen. I wouldn't even say it often happens, but it happens a little bit with the Shotgunners in their perches. And here come some Chain Gunners. So maybe I'll switch to the Chain Gun. I guess we had a couple of laggards, and maybe that's why the Barons got a little bit more of a free ride than I hoped. It kind of took up all my shotgun ammo. But that's okay. I think that's it for the Cacos. There are more Shotgunners. We're going to run like we had before, just to get out of the way. Yeah, there's enemies afoot. Lots of laggards that should have gone after the Barons, but didn't. But that's okay, because we have our ammo here, and we have some health too. So there are Shotgunners in each cage. If they haven't already been disposed of, there we go. Dispose of them. Go ahead, grab your health. Now you can hit the switch, because what the switch is going to do, just after I grab this health, be mindful the Archviles can see, is it opens up this area for us to get into. 2 Shotgunners in towers. We can go ahead and find them. Where's the second? Oh, also be mindful of the Archviles. Okay, there's the second Shotgunner. He's already been put down, so that's pretty good. So we are going to use some rockets on the Archviles. From this vantage point, I think is a good one. The issue, of course, is that we don't want inconvenient imps to be taking rocket fire, so use your chain gun to dispose of them. Now, get up on this perch. It's relatively, I mean, you may get some stray fire here and there, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to find the Archvile waiting for us. And we let off a couple of fires. Yeah, that's hit square. Only fire when they're ready. Because, you know, they move around, and that's not a good angle for us, so we're going to wait. There we go, there's 1. And that's 2. So it didn't take a ton of rockets. I think that worked out pretty well. So that's really what I saved the rockets for when I go ahead and grab the rocket launcher. I use a few to soften up the Barons in the initial melee, but otherwise I use them on those Archviles because there are more rockets available, but you get in a bit of an inferior position with respect to getting them. You won't be able to come back to this area really to fire your rocket. So I like to do it from that perch. It's a pretty safe and sound place. So what's our next move here? Okay, so we've gone ahead, we've hit the switch. We're going to take care of this other Revenant. The Revenant can fire through the chicken wire. I know that's not terribly surprising. But with the chain gun, little patience. There we go. Now we've taken care of that enemy. All right, our next step is to grab yet another super shotgun. As you know, we got one where the Mancubi and Revenants were. Hop over to the corner, step out a little bit to the right, and just fire at that first zombie man, because there are zombie men on both sides of the aisle here. And with the chain gun, you're probably in a good position just to gently tap away the zombie men. And don't worry, because there's quite a few of them. You should be able to basically get all of your ammo back that you spent on them. Go ahead now, press the switch, and we can move on to the next area. Health packs and stim packs here if you need. I haven't needed them, but you might. And we're also rewarded with those shells. Now, I believe we got both of these Revenants. No, there's still one more. So let's go ahead. Take care of this Revenant. A little tappa. I think we have a little bit more ammo down here. Might as well come grab her. We're not likely to really be back here very much, if at all. And now we can go ahead and collect all those wonderful rockets. Yeah, they're all here. So if you want to use it on the Arch files now, go ahead. It's just not the best vantage point, or you let them out through here, and I don't know. It's a bigger headache in my opinion. I don't like doing that. Let's hit this switch because we're going to go ahead and collect even more rockets. Yeah. So I mean, if you didn't get the Arch files and you want to use the rockets on them, well, you're certainly going to have a lot more. Now, what we have here are, you can hear a bunch of enemies. They're not ready yet because we have to go to where the Arch files were. There's a red key in there. That'll take us to the next step. But first we'll collect whatever rockets we need, and then we're going to go ahead and make our way. There's going to be even more. Oh, yeah, no, that was a terrible dodge. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I mean, I've dodged better. I've also actually dodged worse. Oh, where did you come from, ugly? Oh, brother. Okay, well, don't turn your back on a Revenant, I guess. I don't know where that guy came from, because they usually all just come pouring out. So now I use this area as a hold point. There's a lot of cacos coming. The one Revenant you hear burping around, he's just on a pedestal just behind this wall, so we don't have to worry too much about that particular Revenant right now, unlike the one that just surprised me, I guess. So let's go ahead. I mean, they're clustered, right? So let's go ahead and take advantage without taking too much damage. So hopefully, with the damage from the rockets, we can go ahead and dispose of these cacos. There's a lot of them, so I'd really much prefer they come to me. And as you know, sometimes they just don't, so you have to go make their acquaintance. And I think that other caco, he seems to be stuck in the ceiling. I don't know what its deal is, but okay, so that caco's now been taken care of. We can head over this way. Yes, now all the imps that we were hearing before have been released, but there's also a caco here. A Revenant here. Yeah, there it is. Just hiding, playing possum. Usually he's a lot more vocal and less tricky. Okay, so we're done with the Revenant. Now it's really just a large gaggle of imps, and you can take them in any order you like. Just be judicious with your ammo. I'm sure you don't have an unlimited amount. There's more ammo up above, so once you clear out some of these imps, you'll have less of a worry about ammunition, but go ahead. Here's some more. Let's go ahead and pick up some of this ammo. Gentle tap, and we'll just clear out the rest of the imps. No big deal. Okay, there's a little bit more health, which is good, and more rockets, which we'll, of course, need later. And all these other goodies. Now that we're at 100%, yeah, let's go ahead and pick this up. We do want the supercharge, don't we? I think it's quite nice. Okay, now we're in Secret Town. This is where the two secrets are, so I'll save you the trouble. Go ahead and press that switch. It's not in here, but it's here. And you heard that other clickety-click? Yeah, it's a switch that comes down. You see it? That's what we were able to hear on the other side of this door. That's where the Mancubi and those two Revenants that were guarding the super shotgun. That's where that sound was I was telling you about. Don't bother looking for it. Okay, there we go. So I kind of go bum in first and press the switch for our second secret. I mean, I technically don't need it right now, but I will collect it. Yeah, always nice to get the Megasphere. So we're at 200 and 200. We're completely done in this area, except for there are some revenants at the very beginning when we enter this room. So we're just going to go do a quick swing around before we head to the final area, just to get rid of these imps. And you can hear them. There's some here, and there are 3 here. So if I can just get a bead on them. Oop. Where is the third? I may just be on a bad angle for that particular imp. I'm just going to see if I can find a better spot to kind of zoom in on it. I might as well pick up the ammo, I guess. Sure. I'm not coming back here. I didn't expect to come back here at all. I'm just trying to figure out where's the best angle for that. I think it's over here, right? There. Alright, so now all the enemies have been quelled. So we just have to kind of do a run around. The angle's pretty bad for that last imp. Probably on purpose, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead now, back through the red door, and we are done this main area, and now we're going to the final melee. And as much as, you know, we took the odd damage here and there, we're back up with that Megasphere to 200%. So that's nice. So why don't we go in here? If you need health, there's some health. If you need the green armor, there it is. But let's take the teleporter. I don't believe we can get back. If you need more rockets, now's the time to pick them up. I'm pretty flush, because as soon as we hit the switch, what's going to happen is in all these little alcoves, there are a Baron in each, plus a bunch of Cacos that are going to come in, and of course a Cyber Demon. And in each of these alcoves, on one of them anyway, usually on the one on the inside, there are switches. And those switches, when you press them all, will allow us to go to the exit, which is straight ahead there. You can't see it quite now. Maybe if I go like that, no, it doesn't really show it. Looks like there's steps there, but you need to press all the buttons, I guess, all the switches in order for the steps to be able to reveal themselves so you can go ahead. My strategy with the Cyber Demon and all the Cacos and all the Barons is basically just to keep moving. So why don't we go ahead and keep moving, right? Try to stay out of the green. Obviously, we don't want to take much, if any, damage. And we also do want to activate the other enemies. You can run along here if you like. I guess we can start pressing switches because, well, why not? But don't get caught up on pressing switches if you got too many enemies around. We're going to be running around a little bit. We do want to wear out the Cyber Demon, and badly, because, I mean, you know, we don't have a BFG here. We just have some rockets. And we definitely have plenty of rockets. We just, you know, rockets are not really the best when it comes to taking out the Cyber Demon. So let's let his friends take him out for us. Now, careful when you go on the edge here. You can fall off, and of course, it's not a great area to be stuck in. I think I might have pressed all the switches already. No, I missed one here. Yeah, and now I think I'm done. Whoops. Yeah, so now it's just a question of evading. Right, because I'm not certain just how much infighting there's been. I've been concentrating on running around, to be honest. Oh yeah, there's lots of infighting. Okay. Well, that's good, because we do either want to hear the puff of smoke, that is what was, I guess, the Cyber Demon, or we want to really get the enemies down to a much lower number than this. Woo! So yeah, we don't want to face the Cyber Demon with our little puny rocket launcher. Not yet, anyway. We do want to kind of like set up all these enemies firing in our general direction, because that is exactly where the Cyber Demon will be firing, and those enemies aren't going to like that. I mean, can we get started? Sure, there's lots of rockets here. We can do that, just as long as we pay attention to what we're doing. Oh yeah, because there's our Cyber Demon friend, and he's still not impressed with us. So how many are left? We have, oh, only 3. Okay, so it looks like Senior Cyber Demon has not been quelled. So we're going to have to finish them off ourselves by the looks of it. It's hard to know just how weakened it is, right? Hopefully it's quite weakened, but we don't know. Okay, well, it's clearly been weakened quite a bit because we got maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 rockets on it. Let's have a look-see. Yes, it looks like all the enemies have been disposed of. Okay, well, while we're here, we'll might as well pick up whatever ammo we need, which seems to be already collected. So it looks like our stairway should be available to us. Yes, there it is. It's just over there. Kind of strafe run your way a little bit. Let's make our way up. Yes, this is what that all those switches do. Now press this switch, which will reveal the exit. All right, so let's do a final count. Yes, all 161 kills, both secrets, all 12 items. You know what that means. Indeed, we are done. And that is map 7, Demon Retention. A very intense map, specifically at the beginning. I always recommend do grab the weapons, the chain gun, the berserk pack, especially because there's so many pinkies. And yes, the rocket launcher, because you may want to use 1 or 2 anyway on that gaggle of barons, because as you can see, sometimes the chain gunners just are kind of lazy and they don't come up and they don't do the infighting, and you got to do it all yourself. And with that little shotgun, it takes a long time. But if you just have to take care of all those enemies just with a pistol or a shotgun, oh man, especially the pinkies, it's a bad scene because you're just going to get bitten and bitten and bitten. It's not good. So that's what I recommend, even though you're running into the archvile room. If you do it quickly enough, if you run a kind of slick like I did, you should be able to make it and get out and get back into the main area and finish them off. That's my approach. The final melee I don't think is that big a deal. I think as long as you let the enemies kind of off each other and then you just pick off the stragglers at the end, you're probably in good shape. You shouldn't get more than a scratch, and most of the damage you'll get is probably running into the damaging floor. That's at least my point of view on how to safely go about it. If you want to go toe-to-toe with the Cyber Demon and all the other enemies with all those rockets, yeah, feel free. That's certainly your business. That's okay too. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, got some good tips and tricks, maybe you just enjoy walkthroughs for the sake of it, I appreciate you too. Yeah, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any further videos that I upload. For now, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.